The better.
A feeling which she shares. I hardly need tell you that. She's very outspoken about it.
Monica's outspoken about everything. You're a little late going to the office today, aren't you?
Yes, I am indeed, and for a very infuriating reason. I tossed and turned all night long.
You got problems?
A problem, Alan. Singular. In a word, your mother.
Again, huh? You know, you really must try and be a bit more understanding of my mother.
Understanding? I have danced attendance upon that woman. I've gone out of my way to be a model of kindness.
I'd really like to see that sometime.
Well, how can anybody see it when she keeps getting these confounded ideas into her head and doesn't tell me anything about it? I'm telling you, yesterday was absolutely impossible. I don't know how I can take any more of it.
What happened yesterday?
It was a disaster, Alan. There's no other word for it, a disaster. I had this golden opportunity, golden, and I lost it, thanks to your mother.
I'm sorry, but I've lost you.
Oh, no, I'm the one who's lost, Alan, not you. I mean it. Yesterday was the last straw. And I'm telling you, something must be done about your mother.
Benson, we're gonna have to do something with your son. Every time I see him, he's about 4 inches higher.
Don't knock it, Dr. Rick. If you want a basketball scholarship, you gotta be a giant.
Oh.
Okay, Jimmy, if you go with Claudia now, she'll take you into X-ray.
Do I have to?
James?
I'll go.
Well, this won't hurt a bit, I promise.
The tuberculosis test was positive. But don't get upset about that. All that means is that he has been exposed to it. I will bet you anything that the X-rays will show he doesn't have it.
Dr. Weber's right. There is probably nothing to worry about. Excuse me.
Doctor, the boy was just hit by a car.
Right
there,
doctor.
listen.
Yeah, right behind you. Claudia, get ready for an emergency. Stop.
Stop changing the wheel and come here. Bumpkin's the name, my friend, and boy, am I going to do you a favor.
Oh, you've done enough for me already. Thank you. Don't answer it. He's a snake oil salesman and a real tacky broad with him. I mean, if you let him in, they're never going to leave. Believe me, they won't ooze out.
I know those voices. Oh, my goodness, there you are. So, will you look at me? I'm pretty big.
Just dropping by.
Hi.
Is this the way to treat your closest friends? The only guy in the world that talks to you.
I thought it was that guy who comes by and you give him an inch and he steals his...
You have that honeymoon written all over your face. You know,
Yes.
Thank you. Why did you put on a pot of coffee for all of us, and I'm going to go change out of my room?
Sure. I'm way ahead of you, baby.
Well, how goes the honeymoon, or is that too personal?
Well, no, the honeymoon's been going great until you guys showed up. Don't you know honeymoons are supposed to be spent, you know, alone? Alone with cows, chickens, pigs, a lot of neighbors.
Sounds just like home, honey.
Well, look, you know, I didn't know that the south of France was so rural, though. And incidentally, we can just drop in.
No?
No.
No, we are the bearers of good tidings.
What? What is it?
I think I'll wait till Laura gets back, so I can only tell it once.
Okay.
It's great.
You're gonna love it.
Wonderful.
I really have to get to the hospital.
Oh, no, Alan, not until I tell you what your mother did.
All right, what did she do this time?
Well, yesterday at the office, I had this opportunity to turn a rather handsome profit, but the deal had to be consummated by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So, I called the bank in order to put through a check for $99,000 in order to get in on the deal.
Well, naturally.
Well, would you believe me that the bank told me that your mother had already told them that any check for $10,000 or more had to be countersigned by her? I think the woman's taken leave of her senses. Countersigned indeed. My word, it takes her 6 months to get her Christmas cards addressed.
Listen, why didn't you go straight to her and ask her to countersign the check?
Well, I did. Well, I ran all over town all day long. By the time I located her, why, she refused to sign it until she checked with that moron of a New York lawyer of hers.
And he advised her not to sign.
Oh, no. He told her to go ahead and sign it, but by that time, the 4 o'clock deadline had come and gone. So, I lost out on the deal. Now, you're a reasonable man, Alan. I'm sure you'll agree with me that if your mother's going to meddle around in ELQ business affairs, why, we're ruined.
Well, I think that we're a long way from being ruined, Dad, but I think that you're just going to have to be a bit more understanding and humor Mother a bit more.
Alan, I have tried to humor your mother ever since the day we first met, but she's not the only problem. I mean, she's fixed it up with those idiots in New York that they no longer consult with me. They call her first.
She's the majority stockholder.
I don't care if she's the majority stockholder in Fort Knox. Alan, you have got to do something about her.
I've got to go to the hospital. But I do have a suggestion for you before I go.
Oh, well, good. Now, I knew I could count on you. Okay, Alan, what is it?
I think you're going to have to realize for the first time in your life that your wife matters.
Alan!
What's happened to the kid?
If you'll just quiet down,
But
please.
that little boy was struck down by a car. Is he all right or isn't he?
All I can tell you is he's being examined by excellent physicians right now, and we'll have a report shortly.
I can give you this much of a report right now. That boy was hit by the car and they just sped off.
Do you think he's dead?
Please, all I can tell you is he is being examined now. That's all I know. Would you please have a seat?
Well, I don't think I've missed anything.
Nothing that I saw, and there's certainly no internal hemorrhaging. So let's break the news.
Theodore, is that what they call you?
Teddy, what's the matter with me, Doc?
You got hit by a car. Other than that, you're just fine.
What she's saying is you have some minor contusions. You got bruises, and you're going to be sore for a while, but there are no breaks. Let's try to sit up, all right?
Sure.
Easy. Easy.
You weren't kidding about feeling sore, Doc.
Well, we'll tell you how to handle that in a little bit. What were you doing out in the street playing?
Playing ball. Guess I backed up on the street to catch this high one and the guy in the car mowed me down.
Did you see the car? Did you see the driver?
How about a license number?
I was out like a light. I don't know.
Yeah, we noticed. Why were you in the street playing ball?
Where else were we supposed to go?
No, what she's saying is why weren't you in
My
school today?
interpreter.
I cut out.
Aha. Played hooky, hey?
Well,
Yeah, well, we're going to have to tell your parents. You live in this neighborhood?
yeah, about 2 blocks away on the waterfront, but don't bother calling. Nobody will be there.
Nobody?
Maybe my sister. She goes to college, but she might be home by now.
Oh, why not your parents?
Well, they both work.
Well, the woman, one of the people that brought you in, did leave us a phone number. So I'll tell you what, I'll call her. Maybe your sister's at home. She can come down and pick you up, all right?
Why don't you lie down again? It'll only take a couple of minutes.
But I feel okay. Goodness.
That is your idea of what lying down means?
Do I have to stay in here all alone?
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. Try walking over here and walking back. Not bad.
See, it's no problem.
Oh, no
Piece of
problem.
cake.
Yeah. If you object
Always
so
glimpse like
strenuously to being in the examination room and you can walk so well, why don't you come out in the waiting room and try that? Okay?
I just want to stand behind you so I can see the limp.
Susan, hey, that baby is so adorable. And he's so
so good.
Oh, I know, Aunt Alice. He's just no trouble at all.
Well, at this age, they generally are, but you just wait till they get a little older. Honey, I got to ask you something.
What?
Is something wrong with your eyes?
My eyes? No. Why?
Well, then I'm afraid you look like you've been crying to me.
It's nothing, Aunt Alice.
Is it trouble with Alan?
Alan and my baby are all I ever want.
Well, then come on. What's wrong?
Oh, Aunt Alice, it's just that sometimes I'm not sure that Alan feels the same way I do. I'm not sure that living here with us is all he needs.
I don't understand what you mean.
Well, I told you that Monica made it very clear to Alan that he would have to sue her for divorce. It's becoming pretty obvious that he's just not going to do that.
Why? I mean, he loves you, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, of course he does. It's just that divorcing Monica would be very complicated. I mean, it has to do with custody of Alan Jr. and all the Quartermain money. At least that's what he keeps telling me.
Oh, come on, you believe him?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe him. It's just all so stupid, you know? I mean, Alan and Monica don't want to be married. Alan and I do, and yet nobody's doing anything about it.
Well, it sounds to me like you're just stuck on dead center. Now, honey, you're just gonna have to be patient.
I'm so tired of being patient. You know, though, there is something I could do. Could you babysit for a few hours?
Yeah, you mean right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a lunch date.
You never look better.
Oh, Lord, Don, you didn't have to dress just for us, honey.
I didn't dress. This is what I wear to do the chores.
Speaking of chores, you people are going to be a great help in our old age.
Surely you make a joke. My knowledge of farms stops with the farmer's daughter.
I might have guessed that. You know, have you stopped the hogs today? You know, that's where my real talent lies.
Hey.
It does?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pure high five. Beverly Sills would die of embarrassment.
Oh.
Come in.
Oh, morning all.
Hi.
Oh, I see you got company, so I won't stay.
Oh, no, this is not company. They just came to slap the hogs. This is Robert and Tiffany, our neighbor, Millie Kolnick.
My pleasure.
Well, I guess you know what I brought you.
No, we don't, but I don't think anything could surprise us now. What is it?
Well, your Thanksgiving turkey, of course. I bring the Whitakers their bird every year.
A turkey. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, that's really lovely. Thank you. I suppose you left it out in your truck or something. Look, why don't you go get it out of the truck and we'll put it in the refrigerator?
It's out in the yard. She's a hen turkey.
You left the turkey just laying there in the yard?
Where else? She'd certainly raise Holy Ned if I put her in the icebox.
This is just an idea, but I think Mrs. Kolnick is trying to tell you that the thing is still alive.
Alive and kicking. Squawked its head off all the way over here on the seat next to me.
I envy you so much. You know, there is nothing like a fresh killed turkey.
Yeah, there's just one thing. Laura and I we're not into plucking turkeys, are we?
Don't look at me. I couldn't even swat a fly.
Oh, don't worry. Tell Buford. He'll take care of it.
Oh, good old Buford. He likes to kill things.
Well, nice to meet you all.
Nice
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
meet you.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
if I don't see you again, have a real nice Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Oh, I always stuff with chestnuts myself, but each to his own. See you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, apparently you won't be spending Thanksgiving with the Webbers. We kind of thought you might.
Yeah, well, we wanted to, but we just can't get away from the farm with all the chores here, you know.
Yeah, speaking of chores, it's time to get on the move, baby. Robert, you're gonna love Bessie.
Well, whatever Bessie is, I'm sure I can wait to meet her. Listen, we got some news for you. It's important.
No problem. You tell us in the barn while we're gathering the eggs.
What? Gathering?
Gathering eggs, feeding chickens, milking cows.
I slap the hogs,
nuts
right?
and
Slap
maize.
the hogs. Hey, this is gonna be a fun day! Oh! Come on,
Teddy, are you all right?
Listen, it's no sweat, sis. Cool it, okay?
Cool it. When I got that phone call, I was scared to death. I was gonna call the folks at work.
It's no problem, honest. Please, just relax. You're embarrassing me. Oh, Jewel, this is one of the docs. My sister, Jewel.
Oh, Jewel, hello. Thank you for coming over so quickly. I'm Dr. Weber.
Hi.
Leslie Weber, hi.
Teddy says he's all right, is he?
Oh, sure. He is going to be a bit sore for a few days, but other than that, he's just fine.
Is it true you got hit by a car and it didn't even stop?
That's what they tell me.
Honestly, that makes me so darn mad.
People down here on the docks, they drive like demons. I knew it was just a matter of time before somebody got hit.
Well, I know exactly what you mean about the way people drive, but Teddy was playing in the street, which is very, very bad.
You must be the sister.
Oh, yes, this is Jewel. Jewel, this is Dr. Rick Weber. I was just emphasizing the point that playing in the streets is a lousy idea.
Well, down here, kids have to play in the street. Where else are they going to go?
No, surely there's a schoolyard or something like that.
Are you kidding, Doctor?
No.
There's so much vandalism in the schoolyard. It's more dangerous than in the streets.
Who wants to go to school to play? I mean, it's bad enough going to classes.
Which you did not. Today, at least.
Well, what do you want from me? I mean, you tell me not to stay out after dark, and it gets dark so early now.
Teddy, you know perfectly well. Mother and Father both told you the people hanging around the waterfront after dark are not fit company for children.
Your sister has a very valid point, young man.
Well, so what am I supposed to do? Stay cooped up around the apartment all day?
You mean there's no place for you guys to go and play after school?
Well, if there is, we sure don't know about it.
It's very hard to believe. Absolutely no place at all.
That's the truth, Dr. Weber. May I say something else?
Of course, please go ahead.
You know, I think I can say this to you because everyone on the waterfront knows how much you care.
Yes, we do care.
Then if you want to help some more, do something to get our young children off the streets.
Well, that's a very valid statement. I appreciate the suggestion. I will think about it.
Excuse me, Doctors, Mrs. Mitzenheim's ready to have her cast removed.
Okay, we'll be right in. Teddy, would you come back and see us tomorrow about the same time so we can have one last look at you?
Sure.
Oh, he'll be here. And thank you. Thank you both.
You're welcome.
Now maybe he'll realize the safest place to be in the afternoon is in school.
Don't worry, sis. I learned my lesson.
You take it easy, young man.
All right, thanks. I will.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, so long. Well, we better go wrestle with that cast. Hello, Rick.
Well, I was thinking about what they were saying about absolutely no place to play. There's got to be something we can do about that.
Hello. I have a patient in CRCU and another due in surgery, so this is going to have to be short. But I wouldn't have missed this for the world.
I'm glad you feel that way.
Oh, I'm not being polite. It's just that there are very few times where a wife is invited to lunch by her husband's mistress.
I didn't suggest lunch so that we could start calling names.
Why did you? I have to admit, I am fascinated.
I'm concerned about the future.
Really? I would have thought you didn't have a care in the world.
Would you care to see a menu?
Oh, I'll just have your Caesar salad and hot tea.
Fine.
That's fine. I'll have the same.
Thank you.
Ah, that's what Alan must adore about you. You have a mind of your own.
Monica, there's really no need to snipe at me.
Oh, really? But dear heart, I thoroughly enjoy it. It's fun. I just can't wait till I get my second wind.
All right, why don't I just get right to the point then? Why are you ruining all of our lives by clinging to Alan?
Clinging to Alan? Oh, my Lord, what a revolting thought. Oh, dear, simple Susan, I am not only not clinging to Alan, I have told him in no uncertain terms to get a divorce.
And you know he's not going to do that because he might lose Alan Jr.
Among other things.
What does that mean, among other things?
My dear, in a divorce, Alan could not only lose his child, he could also lose a lot of Quartermain money. You do know the Quartermains have money, don't you? Oh, of course you know that, otherwise you wouldn't have had his child.
That's not true.
Well, this is, and I advise you to believe it. You see, the Quartermains have a very quaint notion about money, Susan. They like to keep it in the family. So in a divorce, Alan could lose his child, which I swear he will. Also, cash. A lot of cash. Now, I'm sure you'd hate that.
You know, Monica, for the life of me, I don't understand why you're so bitter.
You don't?
No.
Oh, the fact that my husband happens to be living openly with his mistress and their illegitimate child. You ask why I'm bitter?
But you don't even want Alan.
Ah, that's another thing you should believe, and I mean it. Don't you ever, I mean ever, presume to tell me what I want or what I don't want.
I am not presuming anything. I am just trying to understand.
Well, then stop trying, because you never will, I promise you that. To put it bluntly, my dear, we Quartermains are beyond your simple grasp.
You weren't always a Quartermain.
But I am now, and I can play the game as well as the best of them.
That's it, isn't it? This is all just a game to you.
Of course it is. It's a delightful game. We play rough, we play dirty, and the stakes are always high. You can trust me on that. Oh, I see him. I see him. That's nice. Oh, one more thing. What? When you tell Alan about our little tete-a-tete, and I'm sure you will, frankly, I could care less, but if he does ask, would you tell him that the next move is his? Strictly his. Tell me, do you like Caesar salad? Or do you know?
Okay, Mouse Club members, here's your mash.
What?
Mash. Chicken feed. Chicken feed. Just throw it at the chickens and duck.
Look, I did not come all this way to share news with a whole bunch of geese.
It's gaggle, honey. It's gaggle of geese.
I don't care what it is. I couldn't give a damn what it is. Listen, do you or don't you want to hear this news?
Well, I guess so. All right, barnyard buffoons, take a break. Pull up a bale. There.
Now, I guess you're wondering why I gathered you all here at this point.
Oh, Robert, come on, get to the point.
All right, the point is this. Where are you going to live when you finish your honeymoon bit?
Robert, this honeymoon will never be finished.
Well...
Why do you ask?
Well, it so happens that the rent on my penthouse is paid up till January, and it's yours.
You're kidding.
No?
You would do that? That's wonderful. That'd be sheer heaven.
Sheer heaven, yeah, but I'm sorry, no, it's out.
It's out. How come?
Because our friend lives there, you know, and 3 with he is definitely a crowd.
4, darling. I'm downstairs, remember.
I rest my case.
You're right. But listen, your friend has anticipated your objection, and he has another place to live.
You do?
Yeah.
Where?
Aboard the Titan.
The what?
That's right, the Titan.
You mean the boat's in?
Yes, sitting at the dock, soaking up mortgage fees.
Oh, you're kidding. How does it look?
Oh, it looks beautiful. It's absolutely marvelous. Yes?
Yes, marvelous, beautiful, just like a Park Avenue model. Beautiful, expensive to keep, and useless.
Ordinarily, I'd agree with you, but I think Marjorie Main here has come up with an interesting idea.
What's your idea, Marge?
You have?
Oh, well, yes, darling. I do have a few ideas every now and then.
What is it?
Well, look, I'll let her tell you, but look, just let me add that I think if this works out, it could be an interesting little living for all of us.